Hello, in this video, we are gonna talk about legal applications of genetic engineering in Mexico. For the following video, are gonna participate Abelino Hernández Víctor Manuel, Cerdeira Piñón Diana Paola, Guevara Ponce Adrián, Monroy Herrera Adriana Jacqueline, and Chavez Mata Claudia. Let me give them a little introduction about this. Genetic engineering now involves a wide range of scientific disciplines working in a specialist and interdisciplinary manner to achieve a common goal. Chapter 16 of Agenda 21 also recognized that the community at large can benefit the most from biotechnology if it is developed and applied rationally and wisely. In addition, at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, in which Mexico participates, our country signed the Convention in Biological Diversity on June 13, 1992, which was ratified by the Senate of the Republic on November 3, 1993, and published in the official Gazette in the Federation on May 7, 1993. Title 1 General Provisions. Chapter 1 Preliminary Rules. Article 1 The present law is of a federal order and public interest. Its purpose is to regulate biosafety activities in the transfer, generation, dissemination, and application of specific and technological know-how in the use of exploitation of genetically modified organisms, their products and byproducts.
Chapter 2 Biosecurity Practices. Article 4 For the formulation and conduction of the biosafety policy and other instruments foreseen in this law, the federal executive shall observe the following principles. 1. To ensure an appropriate level of protection in the use and exploitation of genetically modified organisms, their products and bioproducts that may have full effects on the conservation and sustainable use of biological diversity in such a way that risks the environment and human health are avoided or reduced. Chapter 3 of the Counter Artists. Article 7. The Intersecretary Commission is created as the centralized organ of the federal executive, which be maximum authority in biosafety matters through the action foreseen in the present law. The Commission will be conduit through which the agencies and entities of the federal public administration coordinate their actions regarding biosafety. Chapter 4 Biosecurity Policy Instruments. Biosecurity Planning. Article 19. The National Development Planning shall incorporate the biosafety policy established in accordance with this law and the other provisions of the matter. Likewise, the action in the matter of biosafety in charge of the agencies and entities of the federal public administration shall observe the policy guidelines established by the National Development Plan and corresponding programs.
Well, I'm not talking about the Chapter 5. It tells us the environmental impact and risk assessment under managed studies. Okay, in the Section 1, we are two articles, Articles 20 and Article 21. In Article 20, tells us the objective of the risk assessment shall be to the analysis the possible adverse effects of the release of the genetically modified organism for the conservation and sustainable use of biological diversity, also taking into account the risk to human health. Whenever possible, the information shall cover the possibilities that short events may occur the magnitude of their effects. Okay, and the Article 21 tells us the interested party shall bear the cost of the risk assignment in the territory where the corresponding genetically modified organism is intended to be realized if applicable. Okay, right now we have the Article 25. It allows the Commission shall carry out the monitoring of genetically modified organisms, their products or byproducts, experimentation, use or release of the new organism into the environment, in the coordination with the related agencies in the matter. To the end Section 1 we have the Article 26. It allows the Commission may stop the application of any biotechnological innovation that use genetically modified organisms, experimentation, research, or commercialization of those biotechnological products or remove, if possible, the genetically modified organisms already released into the environment or from the market, in cases especially subcommittees find negative effects in their use.
Chapter 5: Risk and Environmental Impact Assessment and Management Studies. Section 2: Evaluation of General Impacts. Article 27. When the introduction of a new biotechnological product or authorization of a new biotechnological production plans are intended, their impact shall be evaluated in the following terms: the safety condition of the research, the laboratory, the production equipment, among others; the safety of the workers in the laboratory or in the production plant or in the testing areas, as well as the safety of the surrounding local communities and their environment. Chapter 5: Environmental Impact and Risk Assessment and Management Study. Section 3: General Impact on the Environment. Article 28. Taking into consideration the megadiversity of the country and that it is a center of origin and/or diversification, it shall be necessary, prior to the introduction of genetically modified organisms, to evaluate the impact on the environment as well as on the site of introduction, the natural and genetic resource, as well as on the biodiversity. The study shall begin with an evaluation of the current state of condition at that time, which must be well known prior to any attempt at introduction. Chapter 5: Procedures. Article 29. The performance of activities related to process of production, handling, use, mobilization, and release, and in general the use and exploitation of genetically modified organisms resulting from modern biotechnology, and which might have harmful effects for the conservation and sustainable use of biotechnological diversity, and or which might put human health at risk, shall be subject to prior authorization by the Commission in the accordance with the specific guidelines of this law.
Procedure for work with genetically modified organisms of research purpose. The Article 32. The research activities at laboratory or greenhouse level that are carried out in any official or provided national or international institution shall be notified to an institutional biosafety committee, which shall regularly information the Commission about said activities. The Article 33. Said research activities shall be carried out following the guidelines of the good manufacturing practice, or in its case, the good microbiological practice, taking care that microorganisms pathogenic for the human being are not used as hosts be genetically modified. Procedure for deliberate release of genetically modified organisms for the commercialization purpose. The article verifies the person, official or private, national or international institution that intends to carry out process of intentional liberation, among which are development, handling, mobilization, use for commercialization purpose of genetically modified organisms, is obliged to submit to the consideration for the Commission an application for the authorization of such operation, which shall include the specific information requested by the Commission for such purpose. Prior informed agreement for international transborder movement. The Article 45. The interested party shall notify the Commission in the writing before carried out the transborder movement of genetically modified organisms. Said notification shall contemplate the information provided in the annex, and addition to that stipulated in present law, which shall specify the content and guidelines for developing and submitting the application. The interested party shall bear the cost of the evaluation.
We really appreciate to reproduce this video. Thank you so much for paying attention, and that's all.